That debt you feel you can never escape, it's not your fault. It's a generational curse, and God told me to tell you that as of today, He is breaking those chains forever. This is a word of divine liberation for you and your bloodline. For generations, your family may have been plagued by a spirit of poverty and debt. It has manifested as a cycle of never enough, of living paycheck to paycheck, of seeing promising opportunities inexplicably fall through at the last minute. It feels like an invisible ceiling on your finances, a relentless gravitational pull back into lack every time you try to get ahead. This is not just a pattern of bad luck or poor financial decisions. It is a spiritual stronghold, a generational curse that has been passed down through your family line. But today, by the authority of heaven, that curse is being broken. Your family's financial history does not have to be your financial destiny. You are the one God has chosen to break the cycle. The stakes are not just your own financial freedom, but the freedom of your children and your children's children. Today, you are drawing a line in the sand and declaring, the curse stops here. To understand how to break this curse, you must first understand how it operates. A generational curse is a spiritual assignment from the enemy that gains legal access to a family line through the sins or poor stewardship of previous generations. In the case of a debt curse, it could have been an ancestor who was a gambler, who dealt dishonestly in business, or who simply harbored a deep-seated poverty mindset. This created a spiritual opening for a spirit of lack to attach itself to your bloodline. Imagine a river that has been polluted upstream. The pollution naturally flows down to all the subsequent parts of the river. The debt curse is spiritual pollution in your family's river. But Jesus, through His work on the cross, has given you the authority to purify the waters. The first step in breaking this curse is to formally renounce it. You must open your mouth and speak. Words created the universe, and words can recreate your financial world. You must verbally renounce any and all agreements your ancestors made with the spirit of poverty and debt. You can say something like, "In the name of Jesus, I renounce the spirit of poverty and lack that has plagued my family line. I break every curse of debt, of never enough, and of financial failure that was passed down to me. I declare that my family's past is not my future. I am a child of the King, and my inheritance is abundance." Think of the sound of a heavy chain shattering. Your words, backed by the authority of Jesus, are the hammer that shatters the spiritual chains of this curse. This is not just a prayer. It is a legal declaration in the courts of heaven. You are serving an eviction notice on a spiritual squatter that has occupied your family's finances for too long. But renouncing the curse is only the first step. You must now replace it with a blessing. The second step is to actively sow seeds of generosity. The spirit of poverty is a spirit of hoarding and fear. The spirit of kingdom abundance is a spirit of generosity and trust. The most violent act of warfare you can wage against a debt curse is to become a giver. This begins with the tithe. The first 10% of your income belongs to God. Tithing is a non-negotiable act of honor that acknowledges God as your source and places your finances under His protection. But to accelerate your freedom, you must go beyond the tithe and become a radical, joyful giver. When you give, you are breaking your emotional allegiance to money and proving to God that you trust Him completely. Imagine a dam holding back a massive reservoir of water. Every act of generosity is a stick of dynamite that blows another crack in that dam. Eventually, the dam will shatter, and the reservoir of God's blessing will flood into your life. The spirit of poverty cannot remain in an atmosphere of radical generosity. It suffocates and dies. You are changing the very spiritual climate of your finances from one of lack to one of overflow. Finally, you must create a new generational legacy. The third step is to commit to learning and practicing biblical principles of financial stewardship. Breaking the curse is a spiritual event, but walking in freedom requires practical wisdom. You must learn to budget, to save, to invest, and to live with a mindset of stewardship, not ownership. God owns it all. You are simply the manager. This is about creating new patterns, new habits, and a new financial culture in your family. You are not just breaking a curse, you are building a new blessing. Feel the satisfaction and purpose of laying the foundation for a new building. You are laying a foundation of financial wisdom and integrity that will bless your children for generations to come. You are creating a new generational inheritance, not of debt, but of dominion. The debt curse that has held your family captive is broken. Today is your day of financial jubilee, your declaration of independence. Walk in this freedom. Renounce the curse, practice radical generosity, and commit to biblical stewardship. The chains are broken. The invisible ceiling has been shattered. Your family's financial story is being rewritten, and it starts now with you. If this message of liberation has set your spirit free, subscribe for more content designed to empower you to walk in the fullness of your divine inheritance. Welcome to your new beginning.